Good morning. Well, I wanted to just do a general chat really as to a few things that are going on at the moment. I should be on my way to a secret location to meet two other wise men to start what's going to be a rather special Top Jeff special. But I'm driving the complete wrong direction. Tony says he's swimming. I gave the game away who it's going to be. And the other one's in Mansfield and hasn't actually left yet, despite the fact that he said he was going to leave at 9 o'clock. So I'm going the complete wrong direction because, as you know, we've moved house and one of our cats decided that she didn't actually want to move house with us. So when I tried to put her in the transit van to move all three cats, she buggered off. But the good news is I've had a text message this morning saying she's gone back, which means I've now got to drive all the way back to the old house to collect our cat, to go all the way back to the new house, to then think about starting the journey. So nothing like a slightly chaotic start to a Jeff special. The good news is I do have a car for the Top Jeff Christmas special, because, well, I did have a car, but I took it to my detailer and he sort of said that he was keeping it. So we ended up doing a swap. He kept the car that I got specifically for this challenge and gave me his instead. And all this happened yesterday at midnight. So standard chaos at Jeff HQ, even though Jeff HQ has indeed now moved. What's going on in the world? Ford, this morning, I've just read an article saying that they're going to be relaunching the Fiesta on a Renault platform. Now, I was going to do a video about this the other day, but I haven't got around to it because I've been so busy, but I've been diving into the sale numbers for how many cars have been selling month by month. And yes, the Ford Puma is the best selling car in the country at the moment. If you go back 10 years and look at how many Ford Fiestas they were selling in any given month, let's say August or September or October, we've just got the figures for November. Let's take November. If you go back to 2015, Ford was selling twice as many Fiestas as they are selling Pumas today. So they're doing a big press release, oh look, we're the best selling car in the country. Well, yeah, you are. You're still selling half as many as you used to when you used to sell cars that people actually want. So Ford are now being forced to go, well, who can we collaborate with? Because we've sold off all the tooling for the Fiesta. So what are we going to do? Well, they're now going to collaborate with Renault and build a Fiesta on the Renault 5 EV platform. So it's going to be an EV, but I'm really enjoying watching the backpedaling that is going on in the car industry at the moment. We know that Porsche have decided that they're absolutely knackered. The 911 is never going to be electric. They're not going to do the Porsche Boxster in an electric way as they thought they were. And now Ford are doing the same. They've axed all of their small cars, thinking that they can make more money by selling everybody big cars. And now they're going to have to go back to selling small cars because all the people that wanted small cars have got nothing to buy. What's going on with these wipers? Off. There you go. So that's Ford. We know that this is happening across the board. How do I turn the wipers off in your car? Well, it's my car now anyway. I just want them off. Right, it's off, but they've stopped right in the middle of the window and they're back on. It's like driving my transit van that's got no wipers at all. I feel like Harry Metcalf driving his Rolls Royce. Did you watch Harry's Rolls Royce video, by the way? It was brilliant. When he drove his Rolls Royce all the way he did 1,300 miles around France, and his fuel economy was 13.7 mpg. And when he worked out the costs, I worked out that it cost Harry Metcalf more to drive 1,300 miles in France than it cost my entire Turkey trip. I'm talking ferries, I'm talking snacks, coffees, tolls, diesel, a whole lot. I will be doing a video on how much my Turkey trip cost, including the cost of my teeth. That will be coming up soon, but I don't know when, because as I said, it's just moving house is one of those things, isn't it? It's incredibly stressful, and it's like the opposite of your bank account. You know, when you check your bank account and you've got less money than you thought you had, when you move house, you've got more stuff than you thought you had. So I've been up and down the M5, M6 with the transit van about 25 times in the last few days, and the only thing that we failed to take with us was our third cat. So yeah, not so much a D-cat, but we're off to collect the cat now. I wanted to talk as well about Porsche, because in Russia they've just realised that many electric cars can be remotely shut down. And this sort of feeds, sorry, a bit of a ramble video, but why not? We haven't had a ramble video for ages. This feeds into what Keir Starmer said the other day when he posted saying that China are the enemy. So you've got Keir Starmer saying that China are the enemy, whilst at the same time the British government is basically paying for people to get into Chinese cars. It doesn't make any sense. Chinese cars entering the European car industry decimates the European car industry, and if at the same time we're saying China are the enemy, it seems to me that it's very, very simple. All you have to do is say, let's just put a really big tariff on those, or let's just make our own. And then you're sorted, aren't you? You've solved the China is the enemy thing, and you've solved the EV thing. But the answer is that the government are basically doing this to all of us, because they haven't yet implemented anything that's actually better for real people. Sadiq Khan had a big blow the other day, unfortunately not like you're thinking. He has been voted against in the digital ID thing. The digital ID is slowly crumbling. I know Tony Goodman was very involved with this in Cornwall just the other day, and people hate it. People hate digital ID unless you're a member of the Fabian Society or on the payroll of the World Economic Forum, in which case you love digital ID. Speaking of which, Justin Trudeau, spokesperson, one of the head honchos, one of the WEF's favourite people, has just announced that he's dating Katy Perry. What? You got to laugh, haven't you? You've just got to laugh. I mean, she's probably a lizard. We don't know. That's a conspiracy theory. You should definitely watch the Y-Files. So that's that. That's kind of a rundown as to what's going on in the car world. The weather in Britain is being very typically British, and that means it's far too warm, global warming, and it's raining. And as far as I can tell, it's rained in England since about October. So, like I said, Tony's swimming his way up from Cornwall. McMaster hasn't left yet, and I am going the complete wrong direction. But what I must say is I couldn't be in a more perfect vehicle for this challenge. Yes, it's done 270,000 miles, which I think makes it the highest mileage Jeff Buys Cars McMaster Challenge car that I've ever used. I'm pretty sure that makes it the highest mileage one, and one of the highest mileage cars that I've purchased. But it drives like it's done 70,000 miles, and on a day like today where it's pouring with rain, the roads are greasy, there's mud everywhere, and you just want to be comfortable with good aircon and nice seats, I can't think of a car that I'd rather be in than this. So there we go. That's a little rundown as to what's going on. I've got some more auction results coming out in the next couple of days as well. And yeah, generally just a very busy week. Quiet on the content side, but all of that will hopefully improve next week. Mrs. G wants to decorate the house for Christmas, right? And I've compromised. I said, well, we'll do one room, we're not doing the whole house. And the boys want to put lights up on the outside. Well, lights on the outside of your house, they're for everybody else. You don't get to enjoy them because you don't really get to see them because you're inside the house. And I just popped to the range actually this morning to go and buy a phone charger. And it's getting silly now, isn't it? All this Christmas stuff. It's really getting silly. There's now like 55 aisles of plastic shite from China that people are going to fill their houses with. And now, like, the whole spirit of Christmas thing seems to be like what is the real meaning of Christmas? I think the real meaning of Christmas is a television commercial from a large supermarket and plastic crap from China. If it were up to me, we would do nothing, because I am a full-on Scrooge. It's an expensive time of year where you don't end up getting out of it the things that you want. Christmas for me always comes with like a layer of mild depression, you know, but I don't get it. Like, how that's all we are now. That's all we are, especially the UK. You know, I've done a lot of travelling this year, and I'm not really sure what the UK has to offer in terms of culture, other than going to retail parks and buying plastic shite that you're then going to dump in the tip in a few weeks' time. Remember that Top Gear sketch where they did caravanning? And that's what they did. They went to a garden centre and then they went to the tip to dump the things that they just bought at the garden centre. I think that couldn't be more true. Yeah, so we're back here for a little while. There are certain things that are keeping us in the UK at the moment. One of them I'm about to go fetch now. So yeah, not so much a decat, but a recat of this car. And then this evening, well, anything could happen in the next 5 minutes. If I've missed anything that's been in the news, oh, should we do the girl guiding one? Yeah, let's do the girl guiding one, because I put that on my Facebook yesterday. And yeah, basically the clue's in the name. It's girl guiding. It's for girls. And how do you know if you're a girl? Just have a look. It's very easy to work it out, and that should then tell you whether or not you can be in girl guides. If you haven't seen this news story, basically the girl guides have banned trans boys. It's a difficult one, but I firmly believe there's no such thing as trans children. There absolutely is such a thing as parents with mental health problems. There we go. So I weighed in on that one. That's been big in the news as well. And then I posted on my Facebook. I've been quite active on Facebook if I haven't been that active on YouTube. I posted on my Facebook saying, I hope you've all paid your low emission zone charges because I've just burnt a DFS sofa, which is true. We did burn the sofa. You may have seen it in my Subaru video. And someone commented and said, what are you going to do to offset the carbon from what you've just done? And after a glass of whiskey last night, when I finally got home at midnight in my new car, I replied, I'm going to bum Ed Miliband. So I must apologise, because it's been fact checked by Facebook. You cannot offset your carbon from burning a sofa by bumming the Environment Secretary. I apologise, I was wrong. There you go. Jeff spreading misinformation and then apologising, correcting the record and unspreading the misinformation. You cannot achieve net zero simply by bumming the Environment Minister. Right. Let's see if this video actually goes up on YouTube, or whether it gets shut down, or whether we actually make it to our destination, because nobody knows. Oh, there's a sign on the M6 there that says, are you running late? Changing. Instead of improving the roads now, what they're doing in the UK is they're putting up signs telling people to leave earlier. You'll see this in my pre-trip video from some of the stuff I filmed last night. I went to swap the transit van for this car, and all of the motorways were closed on the way home. I was absolutely livid by the time I got back to our new house. And M6 junction 7 to 6, there's a 30-minute delay apparently. I'm looking down for signs that say, oh, spray. Yeah, I know there's spray, I can see the rain. Right, before we get more wound up about the absolute state of the UK, let's finish the video. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you're up to. What does your Christmas period look like? When do you start that bit where you stop doing things before Christmas? You know, when you have like an office job, or you're at school or college, and there's a date, isn't there? For me, it was always about the 3rd of December, where you give up and you go, oh, it's Christmas, I'm not doing anything now. Sadly, these days I'm self-employed, so you kind of just got to carry on. But yeah, when you work in an office, I mean, it's mid-November, isn't it? Mid-November, it's Christmas! We'll be breaking up for Christmas soon, there's no point doing anything. Jeff, it's September, mate. We've only just come back from the school holidays. Anyway, that's my life at the moment. Let me know how your life is. Thanks for watching.